Hello guys, so this is Smit Patel, a registered migration agent, and I'm the director of Aussizz Macquarie Park. Coming live to you regarding VETASSESS skills assessment process and with a few updates, of course. So let's start with the few updates, but we'll wait for a few more applicants to join, and then we'll be starting the live session. Just wait for a few minutes, guys, and we'll start with the live session. Meanwhile, just get your questions ready and prepare everything. So basically, get your questions ready, and by the end of the live session, I'll take all the questions and I'll try to answer as many as possible. Remaining, you can definitely reach out to us, and then we can definitely sort your queries out. So while we are waiting for few applicants, I'll answer a few questions coming from the Instagram. So one question is coming from Darshan, that SA new rule expected date to be released. SA would be opening soon, because as you may aware that Western Australia has already opened, and of course they will be opening pretty by end of this month for sure. So with these new updates, everyone are hearing a lot of updates regarding that. There is a change in migration policies regarding 485, 408. 485s are reduced. The grant period of 485 graduate stream has been reduced from 24 months to 18 months, which is the big blow for the JRP students who wanted to complete their JRP program in the stipulated time frame, but they are unable to do so. However, still there is a good possibility that you will be able to complete your JRP program on time. So don't worry about it, and just keep on working towards it. You'll definitely reach to the invite stage for sure. So let's start with the migration, VETASSESS skills assessment. Now, what's the VETASSESS skills assessment and what it stands for? It's that if you have completed master's degree, bachelor's degree, diploma, and if you have work experience in your relevant field, you still have a very good chance that to get a skills assessment. Now, many people are only they only know about that if you have bachelor's degree in accounting, IT, or engineering, you are able to get your skills assessment, but that's not the right case. If you have degree relevant to business administration or masters of MBA or BBA, and if you have relevant work experience, you still can get skills assessment as a in your relevant occupation. Now that's the most difficult part, that you have to select the relevant occupation, because without selecting the relevant occupation, VETASSESS is one of the strict authority where you might not be able to get the positive outcome, and it costs a lot. Okay, so while you are lodging the application, always make sure that you are lodging the right occupation. If you are unsure about the occupation, feel free to reach out to us, and of course we shall be able to assist you to find the relevant occupation. So to start with VETASSESS, there are a lot of occupation that goes with the VETASSESS. Now, what are those occupations? Such as management consultant, organization method analyst, marketing specialist, HR advisor, recruitment consultant, those are many occupations that are not being, out in the market, and, people are still wondering, how can you get the skills assessment? Now, with the VETASSESS assessment, you can still be able to apply for the assessment if you are residing offshore. And that's the beauty of it, that, if you have qualification from overseas, and if you have work experience in your own field in overseas, you can still apply for the skills assessment, and you can be able to get your assessment done from offshore and get your PR secure from offshore only. So many people have, basically they think that to get a permanent residency of Australia, they have to be in Australia, study in Australia, and complete their experience in Australia. The fun part is that's not the right answer. If you have experience back in the country, you are still eligible to get your permanent residency. And we have a lot of applicants which will lodge the application for PR, and they have received the PR, and they came on direct PR to Australia. Now, what are the, what occupations you can fall into? It's depend on the, of course, qualification and your work experience. Now, there are some occupations which you might not be aware of, is information and professional organization, NEC. In recent times, this has been the very good occupation. If you are working in a banking sector, if you are working in finance department or as an analyst, or you are working in supply chain management for that matter, and if you are assessing the policies, if you are assessing the policies, if you are assessing data information, you are making sure the risk, controlling the risk factor, working in compliance, you are still be eligible to apply for skill assessment, and the occupation might go is information professional organization, NEC. However, we have to make sure certain things that put in the right place, and we can assist you with that, of course. But this live is only for, will be utilized for most of applicants or for their friends who are in basically outside of Australia, and they intend to come to Australia on a permanent residency basis, and we definitely can assist you to get that. Coming on to the requirements of VETASSESS. Now, VETASSESS has multiple requirements. Even if you have relevant work experience, you can apply. If you do not have a relevant work experience, but you have a relevant qualification, we can look into the occupations, what the best possible occupation can be for you, and according to that, we can apply in that occupation. Now, if somebody has done bachelor's of IT and has 3 years of marketing specialist experience, we can still apply in that relevant occupation. So basically, if you have bachelor's degree or higher in your in any field, basically in commerce, in IT, or in engineering, and if you have 3 years of post-qualification employment experience, that is in marketing specialist, you can apply for marketing specialist assessment. Same goes with different occupations. If you think that my occupation is not relevant to what I'm working in, you are eligible to apply for skills assessment, provided that you meet the relevant requirement for other occupations. Now, the documentation part for VETASSESS is pretty much very simple. That VETASSESS does not require a lot of documents, but VETASSESS do require the proper documentation. Now, how we identify the proper documentation? When there is a proper documentation, it goes that when you lodge the application, it has to be done. It has to be decision ready. First of all, do not miss out on the documents, or do not leave it on the last moment that you are not processing. You are not able to arrange the document, so you will upload it on later stage. You won't get that. Benefit of uploading on later stage. Also, there is not a high chance that VETASSESS will come and request for the documents. So whenever you're lodging VETASSESS assessment, always make sure that you lodge with the proper documentation. Now, many people have the question that, why we choose, when do we realize that our occupation will fall into will be applied from the VETASSESS assessing authority. For that, we have to first identify the occupation and then come on to the final stage is that, after identifying the occupation, we can see that which assessing authority actually assess your, actually assess the, sorry guys, there is one question. Yes. So after you identify the occupation, you'll find that, okay, which assessing authority actually does the assessment. And based on that, we'll be able to identify that the VETASSESS assessing authority actually, does the assessment for this occupation. Guys, feel free to drop your, questions in the comment section and I'll answer by end of this session. So I'll share you some new. I recently did one case where it was for client. He thought that it's not possible to get the skills assessment, and we actually performed the skills assessment. We actually performed the skill assessment, and got the positive outcome for the same. While the client actually did. So client actually did masters of MBA and BBA, and while doing the after completing the bachelor's course, he completed 1 year of experience in the relevant sector, which is as a finance analyst. Now, when he visited a few of the agents, he was advised that your occupation is not falling under the list, and because of that, he lost the motivation that he won't be eligible to apply for skills assessment. Now, when he came to us, we advised that we saw the duties in his resume, and with the duties, we actually saw that yes, he was relevant to information and professional organization NEC. We applied for it, and he got the positive outcome for the same. And after that, he got the invitation based on his occupation. So we have one question here that my wife has got 80 points, 189, 85, 190 Victoria onshore, and we are awaiting for the skills assessment from AITSL. You reckon they will invite us in this financial year? Early childhood teacher. So Fernando, basically, if you have 80 points, then it's a very high chances that you will receive the invite. It's just a matter of time when they start the invitation round, and they will be able to, secure. So basically, you will be able to secure your invite within this financial year itself. We have a question from Maninder Chauhan that what are the chances for motor mechanic with 70 points for 189, 75 points for 190 for Victoria, Western Australia, currently in Victoria. Is any chance this financial year, and when can we expect 189 round? Maninderji, so basically for 189 round, we haven't received any update from the department, but it's soon, it will be pretty soon. But NSW will be inviting people by the end of September. And by the end of September, once they start inviting rounds, we'll get to know that where our motor mechanic is actually standing. Plus, for Victoria, if you are working in your skill level from skill level 1, 2, and 3, you will have a very good chance of getting invite. Also, Victoria also look at the salary part. So make sure that when you're applying, your salary should be more than its usual salary of other applicants, so that you will be you will get the prioritized. So we have a question from Aussizz that with new NSW with less seat, like 2,600 seats for this year, what are probability and chances for getting NSW 190 invitation with total 80 plus 5 state points with developer programmer? Aussizz ji, so basically at 80 plus 5, which is 85 points, I would say it's going to be a little tough. However, if you try to increase your points with the, to get 90 points, approximately 90 to 95 by completing PT 8 bands or NATI, the chances of getting invite in 190 will be pretty easy, because NSW 190 will be very challenging, as they have already mentioned in their email, that if you think that you are not scoring high points or not getting high points, it's better you start looking for other options. So do not wait around to that, I don't want to give NATI, or I don't want to do PY. It's always advisable that complete your PY, NATI, and try to maximize your number of points so that you will be at the top compared to other applicants. Retail and hospital pharmacy with 75 points for 190 and 85 points for 491. Any chances for nomination? Now, retail and hospital pharmacists are pretty good occupations, and there is a very good chances of getting invite, but 75 points for 190 is again too less. So if you are retail or hospital pharmacist, I would say, try to increase points by 80-85, and that should be fine. So guys, we'll take few questions from Instagram as well. So we have one case that, do you deal with refusal cases? Yes, we do deal with refusal cases. We have done AAT cases and we have won it as well. So Keta is asking, what is updated status for last year's submitted NSW 491 application? So Keta, as of now, NSW has not announced the requirement, and they have not mentioned what will be, basically whatever the last year application has been lodged. If you haven't received the invite, it's advisable that with the new requirements, you lodge new application, because they have not cleared out that, if you're with the 491 specifically application, they will be continuing the, previously lodged, applications. But for 190, yes, your previously lodged EOI will be carried forward, and you are still be eligible to get 190 invitation. I have a question. Can I ask? Yes, you definitely can ask. Keta, what is your, about bachelor's mechanical person for VETASSESS? Yes, so like I said, so if you have a bachelor's, in mechanical engineering, first you can get skills assessment based on mechanical engineering. Also, if you have work experience relevant to any other sector for more than 1 year or 2 years, you definitely be eligible to get the skills assessment done under VETASSESS. Having said that, we have to look into the duties that you have performed. Once we saw the duties, and then we finalize the occupation, we will be able to get the outcome for you, So you can definitely contact us, and then we can assist you further. Does backlog affect the application process in Australian universities? Yes, definitely. If you have backlog, universities look into those backlogs, and there is an impact on your application. So Yogi is asking, what about chef? Chef are, yes, last year one NSW invited chef at 65 points, 65-70. If you are chef in NSW, you have a very good opportunity. If you are chef in Victoria, you have a very good chance of getting invite for 190 or 491. It's just the matter of time. Once they open the requirement, look into the requirements. If you are meeting the requirements, feel free to apply for it. So Yogi is asking what I can do with 408 visa. Now, many people are aware that 40 is not valid anymore. So if you are on 408, you are still be valid till 1st of February 2024. But whosoever applicants are not on 408 and they are on any other visas, they have to look for any other options such as student visas, employer sponsor visas, 482, 186, 500. So I know that they pretty much had a very good visa available for everyone whose visa was expiring, and we were able to lodge 408 very easily. But now that's not the case. So if your visa is expiring within 2 months of time, it's time to act for now and start looking for the options. If you are working in your field from last 2 years, definitely reach out to employer, ask them if they can sponsor you, because that's the best possible pathway right now, because government itself has provided more than 35,000 seats to employer sponsor visas. So always look for the options that are secure, and you don't have to to and fro with the with the visas. So Yura, if you want any assistance, we can also definitely assist you from offshore. You just have to shoot us an email, and we shall be able to provide you guidance over Teams meeting or over phone call, preferred way. So Reddy is asking, what are the chances for pharmacist? I just completed my skills assessment as well. How many points will make it easy for 190 and 491 NSW? Now with the pharmacist, very good chances. If you are working in a chemist warehouse, you are still be eligible to apply for one more skills assessment, that is pharmacy technician. But it depends on your, of course, duties and your role. If you are working from last 1 year, what qualification you fall into. So you can increase your chances by getting one more skills assessment. Many people get relaxed by after getting one skill assessment. It's not the case, guys. If you have more number of skills assessment, the chances of getting invite gets higher. So always try to look for that, whether you have even 1% possibility to get your skills assessment, additional skill assessment than your primary one. Mahin is asking how long it will take to get the invitation after filing the EOI. Now, Mahin, it's never the case that no one would have the right answer for this, that after filing this you will get the invitation within 6 months. It's always after lodging your EOI, it's time to get your to wait for so it will you have to wait to get an invite. First the invitation round will happen. We have to look into it, that for how many rounds, how many points, and what are the occupation the state is inviting, and depending on that we will proceed. We can identify that this much time will require for you to get an invite. So what are the minimum points for ICT systems analyst for 190 NSW? So Priyanka, basically last year for ICT occupations, the invitations were rolling around from 90 points to 95, but it would be pretty amazing to see for this year, because having said that, the seats are low, and a lot of people are waiting for the invitations from last few months. So let's see how many points they are stopping for 190. We'll take it few questions from Zoom. Question from Preeti Patel is that if I applied in IT for 491 for Western Australia from Victoria, any chances? So Preeti, earlier there was Western Australia gave that clarification that only Western Australian resident will get the priority, and then people who are living in interstate, and then offshore. But now after Western Australian resident, interstate and offshore applicants will both get equal priorities, and they will be able to secure their invite. But we have to see that for what would be the cutoff, because again seats are low and the cutoff should be high. So if you are looking for 491, it's advisable that from Western Australia, it's advisable to move to Western Australia and then wait for an invite. Sarah, any offshore chances? Yes, all states are opening their offshore requirement. So guys, if you have any friends or family who are residing offshore, and if you think that they have a very good opportunity with good qualification background, good education, good experience background, it's definitely worth to try from offshore rather than spending a lot of money behind the student visa. So there is one question from Abhi that what are the chances for 491 civil engineering draft person with 65 onshore essay? If you are residing Abhi in South Australia, if you are meeting the South Australian requirement, you know it will have a very good possibility of getting invite at 65, provided that South Australia even 189 got invitation for at 65. Let's see what are the cutoff points for 189 for this year now. Ahmad Salim is asking that 70 points for 189 in civil engineering draft person living in NSW regional. Any chance for 189 or 190? Ahmad, you will have very good opportunity. Please make sure that double check your UI and everything, because you might not want to miss out the invitation. So always keep checking your UI, keep checking your emails. There is a good possibility of getting an invite. Rihan is asking, can I do visa change into study visa from visitor visa? Yes, Rihan, you can, but there are some obligations that and there are conditions that can stop you. So if you are looking for that, contact us and we shall be able to assist you forward. We have a question from Hiren Vyas that software engineering with 6 years of experience and 80 points. What are the chances for 189 and 190? 80 points, Hirenji, it's again little hard. Try to increase point, be at 90 or 95. It will have a very good chance. Any chance for civil engineering without job holding 95 points for 189, 100 and 190? It's again, Bhargavji, it's very difficult to tell as of now because the invitation round has not happened yet. Let's wait for the invitation round. But at 95 points for 189, at 100 points for civil engineering, very good chance, I would say. So we have Ashwini is asking how much points is required for ICT cyber for Victoria, 189 and 190. So Ashwini, if you are working in your sector and if you have a good salary, the Victoria, always try to focus on the salary part. If you are running good salary, then they will of course give you priority than the other applicants. So, but it was from the last financial year. With the current financial year, we are unaware of the requirements. So let's hope for the best that they keep the requirements same, so that other people can get the benefit out of it. So Mahini is asking for nutritionist. Is it easy to get at 70 points? Yes, definitely it's easy to get at 70 points, but you cannot just wait for at 70 points. I wouldn't rely on 70 points. If I have an opportunity to increase the points, I would definitely do that. All right, guys. So we are just so I'll answer the remaining 2 questions and then we will proceed ahead for the end of the session. So Harshal is asking that I work as a pharmacy technician, which is a priority occupation in South Australia, and I currently have 80 points. However, I observed that some individuals with fewer points who applied after me have already been nominated, while I haven't received the nomination yet. What do you believe could be the reason for this? Now, Harshal, I'm not pretty much sure that how I can identify the reason for not getting the nomination for you. But if you think that they have received the invite at the same level, I would say definitely you can contact the expert, and basically your migration agent, or you can contact us. And we can assist you further with your queries. We can also identify the reason and help you to apply a right nomination application so that you can achieve your desired invitation. Milan Patel, is there any chance for 1491 or 119 business analyst? Yes, definitely. The points would be 1995. Looking at the state allocations, guys, it's going to be very challenging. Do not just wait around to get an to hear the news for the invitation. Rather, just keep on working for the points so that you can be eligible for the next invitation round as soon as they declare it. So we have one question from Mahesh that regarding partner visa. I recently got my PR, applied from Aussizz Group. Thank you. My wife is currently staying in Melbourne due to her studies. I'm currently staying in Sydney. Is that possible for me to apply for a dependent visa, even though if we are two different states? I'm planning to move to Melbourne next year. I need to apply now because a student visa is expiring. Mahesh, definitely you can apply for partner visa. There are few requirements that you will need to be aware before applying if you are residing separately in a different state. And if you contact us, and we can have a detailed consultation, and we can also assist you what are the further steps you can take to get the approval for partner visa. All right, guys. Thank you for joining the live session. And keep joining the live session. We usually conduct the live session, and we always make sure that we provide the informative content to all the applicants out there looking to get their permanent residency secure. Also, try to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and other social media channels so that you be updated with the current affairs by the Department of Home Affairs. Thank you. This is Smith from Aussizz Macquarie Park.